Oh, man.
This is
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Oh, man. Hello, everybody. I see you all. Did you see the thumbnail? Oh, did you see the thumbnail? That's real. That ain't Photoshop. That ain't no joke. Oh, man. Welcome to the good, the bad, and the ugly. I got my sports center on in the back, so you're going to hear a little bit of background noise. Actually, that's my Major League Baseball channel. Getting ready for my Yankee season. You're not going to believe what we're about to talk about from this pay-per-view. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe how they did Sasha Banks last night. You're not going to believe what they did with Bob Lashley. And you ain't going to believe how they did Drew dirty. But we got to talk about it. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me get this out of the way right now. For those of you... oh, man. For those of you out there on the interweb machine saying Miz winning the title makes sense. For those that don't know why people are laughing at this decision and even frustrated at the senseless booking, allow Professor BC to start class. You see, it makes 0 sense, actually. Literally 0 sense. It makes 0 sense. Let's start with Bobby Lashley. The guy lost in 8 minutes his championship. And there's people going, he was protected, BC. He didn't lose it. No, he did lose it. He absolutely lost the championship. It doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter if your nephew dropped the title for him. It doesn't matter if little 10-year-old Nicholas dropped the title. It doesn't matter if Gilbert or Tom Phillips or Josh Matthews or Tony Khan. It doesn't matter if 61-year-old Sting dropped the title. It was Lashley's match. It was a triple threat, and he couldn't even go 8 minutes protecting that championship. And then the same night, an hour later, he's going after the world championship title picture. So you get rewarded for losing your championship. Could you imagine if my Packers, if they were to lose the wild card round in the playoffs, which is the very first round, and then they come back a few weeks later in the championship game, they just show up, take out one of the teams, and they're going to be inserted into the Super Bowl. Wouldn't life be awesome if that could happen? This is typical WWE. You take somebody, you pluck them from the mid-card, and that night, you're seeing them in the title picture. But how does that make sense? And I love Bobby Lashley. I want to see this dude do great things. I want him booked like a beast, like a monster. But wait, he was just losing his title in 8 minutes. Now he's going for the big boy title. Well, how the fuck is the fan base supposed to care if he can't even hold the title for 8 minutes? And that's the mid-card championship. I don't know, man. Listen to me. That's Bobby. Let's go over to The Miz for those saying this makes sense. Now you got The Miz, who's been on a losing streak for all of 2020, right? Even 2021. Now The Miz gets this champion. He cashes in when nobody gives a fuck, to be honest. And I actually like The Miz. Miz is one of those cats that actually watches this channel. I heard that straight from the horse's mouth. One of the many in that company that actually watches BC. I think that's really cool, and I love The Miz for that. And I think he could be a good character. But how he's booked, like most, tragic. So this dude goes and he cashes in and he actually gets the championship last night. Now, what does this set up, you're asking, right? Well, I already see a fast lane triple threat. Miz, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. Now, I see Bobby Lashley winning that, correct? Why else would you insert Bobby into this? And then I see WrestleMania, Bobby versus Drew. Drew gets the title back. So you're okay. This all makes sense to a lot of you because 3 different champions within 48 days is cool. That's what should be happening with these titles. We're playing hot potato with 3 dudes in 48 days. Miz gets it at Elimination Chamber, Bobby Lashley gets it at Fastlane, Drew McIntyre gets it at WrestleMania, and some dipshit is going, it made sense, BC. BC, it made sense. How does this make... What do you mean it makes... It doesn't make... Why not just keep Drew at the fucking championship? They had nobody for Drew, first of all. They knew that. They panicked. So they plucked the championship off of Bobby. They put Bobby an hour later into the world title picture. They put Miz as the middleman. Guys, if any of this honestly, because I saw a lot of people were going, this makes sense. This makes total sense. Why didn't you see Bobby talking with Miz backstage, or MVP was talking with Miz? In other words, if you help me, I'll give you a championship match. So Bobby's going to get it. I understand they plucked that into the event, that little backstage meeting with MVP and Miz. That doesn't mean this should be done correctly, or should have been done correctly. You gotta build, man. The dude just lost his championship in 8 minutes. That's the first problem with Bobby Lashley. Then he gets a huge reward? Then why isn't everybody should be dropping their mid-card championship and just thrusting themselves into title pictures now with the heavyweights? Now again, I believe Bobby always should have been booked beastly, badass. But you gotta progress your way there, man. I don't understand how anybody can say that this made sense last night. It didn't. Otis won the briefcase. Does anybody even remember that? Then all of a sudden, Vince changed his mind on Otis. Put him in the singlet again, took him back to NXT, and took his push away. Put the briefcase on Miz because Miz is uber annoying to everybody, so Vince knew he could have a good heel in Miz. He could antagonize people. But then when Vince ran out of options, he literally put the fucking title on Miz 48 nights away from WrestleMania. And people are okay with that shit. No, it doesn't make sense. And if you're wondering why people are not backing Miz's booking, I come with facts. I'm not like other reviewers who just give you my opinion, right? And then we all just scream at one another our opinion. No, BC likes to come with facts. Check this out. The Miz, this is why people don't care about him with a championship. The Miz has won 12 of his last 43 televised matches. I'll say that again for those in the back of the room. Miz has won 12 of his last 43 televised matches. For those of you that are struggling with the math, let me tell you what that equates to. That equates to 27% of his matches he wins on TV. 27%. Could you imagine being 27% good at anything and somebody actually giving a fuck? If you were 27% good at cooking, do you think anybody would give a fuck about you cooking their dinner? They'd probably go elsewhere. If you're 27% good in bed, do you think any girl is going to want to fuck you or vice versa? Probably not. You're 27% on your level skills. No! Nobody's going to get behind somebody 27% win percentage. So if there's a casual or somebody that doesn't give a fuck about what they're watching, they're probably going, this makes sense and I'm fine with it. For people that like some believability, some sense of realism in what we're watching, a dude who's 27% on his win percentage is not going to captivate. And I like The Miz. But who would care? We're constantly taking inventory when people win or lose. We just are, man. Even if you don't want to think you are, subconsciously you are. Miz has become a loser over the year plus for sure. Some would say even longer. Oh, man, I tell you. And again, I like The Miz, man. I really do. He watches this. He always taps into BC, man. There's always BC-isms in there, man. Amplified-isms when he speaks. You hear his interview after Elimination Chamber went off the air. And BC's always talking about the criers out there, you know, all the haters, making them cry, those tears, man. Pass around the tear bucket. Well, Miz alluded to that, man. He used that same line and everybody that was upset with his win, his win last night. But I think deep down he knows he hasn't been booked to win a championship. I'll play that real quick for you guys too, man. This was The Miz after Elimination Chamber. This did not make the air, but I think WWE put it on their site. This was The Miz's
Miz, congratulations.
You don't even need to ask a question. As a matter of fact, go, because this camera is all mine. Understand that I told you so. Whenever someone says I wasn't thinking on their level, I am a master strategist. I think further than anybody else in all of WWE. I didn't just take respect, I demanded it. Through all the WWE universe, and I could care less if everybody's on the internet going, oh, Miz doesn't deserve it. Oh, Miz shouldn't be WWE champion. Cry. Go ahead and cry and keep on doing it, because that is the fuel that lights my fire. I am your WWE champion, whether you like it or not. 10 years ago, we had an angry Miz Girl, and I hope and I pray that there are thousands upon thousands, millions of angry Miz Girls right here, right now, sobbing, weeping, wishing that Drew McIntyre was still their WWE champion. He is not. I am. So this is me saying I am now content being awesome.
Were you guys able to hear that a little bit? I know I got it on the back screen. Were you guys able to hear that? Even just a little bit? I tried to play it as best I can, man. You guys were able to? Okay. Yeah, I know. I got fucking the MLB network behind me. I always got to hear that in my background. But I love how he said, now I'm content being awesome. You guys remember when Edge told him, you're content with being awesome? But Edge is basically like, I'm next level. So I love how he added that in. I love how he's telling his haters to cry. But at the end of the day, and again, I like The Miz. I love the fact that from the horse's mouth, he watches this channel. I appreciate that. Maybe he's watching right now. Miz, congrats. But you know, dog, you know, you've been booked horribly. And people can't get behind this fully until they have a reason to. We know this is going to be short term. We know he's probably going to lose it by Fastlane, probably in a triple threat to Bobby Lashley. And we know Drew's probably going to get it back at Mania. So what is this all for at the end of the day? This is a 70-something-year-old dude in Stamford, Connecticut, making erratic decisions for no reason whatsoever. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth, guys. Now, you remember Miz Girl. He made reference to Miz Girl. I hope there's a million Miz Girls out there, man, who are pissed off. Her name was Callie, I think. Kaylee or Callie. And she actually issued a statement. Sportskeeda, whatever they're fucking called. They reached out to this guy, the Miz Girl, Callie. And she said, and I quote, I personally think he's one of the best on the roster. I know it's a big change from my opinion 10 years ago, but I love him. When he's a heel champion, I think he's got the personality for it down to a T. Callie goes on to say, Miz Girl, she says, I loved meeting The Miz, and he was always super kind to me. In his work, he's worked super hard. I can fucking speak. He's worked super hard, so I definitely think he deserves it. So that was Miz Girl. She's actually happy for Miz this time. Oh, man. Miz Girl's being reached out to, man. That's how big of a story this is. Maybe Vince wanted to create some waves. He doesn't have to worry about putting asses in the seats so he can take this gamble. He doesn't have to worry about producing an event, a pay-per-view that people are going to tune in for because Peacock is going to have this motherfucker in about a month. So Vince can take all these fucking gambles now, dude. Oh, I tell you, brah. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're about to go over some of the fucking... Hold on. Gonna go over some of the rules. This is not your grandmother's review show or anybody else that you've seen. I assure you. Hold on. Wow, a lot of supers came in, guys. I ain't getting them all, to be honest, yet. So if I miss anybody, I'm going to have to get you next video, or maybe I can get them here. But I'll try to get something right now before I go over the rules for this review. JR9 Gaming's up in here. What up, JR9 Gaming? Glad you caught the good, the bad, and the ugly, baby. We're about to get amplified. BC, did you watch the Sasha Banks Stone Cold interview? It was very good. Also, Mr. Charles Grin sends his love. He couldn't make the stream as he is at work. Well, awesome, man. Kick ass at work, Mr. Charles. And yeah, I caught Sasha Banks. That was right after the event. Sasha Banks on Stone Cold. Of course I caught it because that's when I'm finalizing my notes. And I usually like to have whatever program is on after the event on the big screen. So yeah, I caught it, Jared9. It was good to see Sasha in that element, just like Bayley was not too long ago. So very cool to see Stone Cold asking those questions. Thank you, Jared9. Dino, 5 spot. What's up, BC? Finally was able to catch a live. Miz winning is absolutely hilarious. Doesn't make sense at all. Enjoy the coffee. I appreciate it, Dino, and I will. And it doesn't make sense, but some people will claim that it does, and that's hilarious in its own right. Thank you, Dino. I-563 with a 299 spot. Miz versus Bad Bunny, possibly. Feel bad for Drew. Shake my head. Yeah, Miz is going to take on Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. It's going to be a tag match. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Miz and Morrison. That belt will not be on Miz come WrestleMania. Oh, it better not be. I'll tell you that much. Thank you, I-563. Jared9 Gaming with another 2 spot. 47% of champions have lost in matches this year. Yeah, that tells you something, doesn't it? Champions are booked like champions. Or not so much, Vince. Thank you, Jared9. Danny Green with a 5 spot. This Miz is 27% awesome. His cash-in BS a couple of months ago was for this BS. Can I ask, is this actually any better? I doubt it somehow. Danny Green, one word, no, it's not. No would be my fucking word, my answer for you. SOS TDM 617 with a 2 spot. What up, SOS? The Miz has always been amplified on promos. Yeah, that's never been his weakness. His booking? Oh, fuck. He can actually wrestle decent too, man. You know, he can go. Motherfucker, Vince just sees... I'm not going to get into it. SOS... Promos were never his weakness. PB Silipri, what up with that $4.99 coffee? I see you. All titles used to be defended at pay-per-views. Now, most of the time, only the important titles are defended, while others are rarely defended. Said it best, PB Silipri. Absolutely correct. Jared9 Gaming with another coffee. BC, I really didn't like Orton's booking last night. It made him look weak, just like Bliss at the Rumble, but hopefully the Fiend returns tonight on Raw. No Fiend, no Alexa Bliss last night. It better be tonight. Time is running out. We're 47 nights away from the Royal Rumble. That's how fucking... We're all over the place. 47 nights away from WrestleMania. You're damn right, Fiend, Alexa, something better happen tonight. Randy Orton went quick at last night's Chamber match, and... Alexa Bliss went quick at the Royal Rumble. You're right, Jared9. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with them, dude. They do not want them getting airtime right now. It looks like they're saving everything for the Fiend's return. Sadiq Flowers up in here with a coffee 5 spot. What up, Sadiq? Just saying hi, BC, from BC Amplified's Women's Brigade. Right back to you. Much love and respect, Sadiq Flowers. Thank you. Ow! We just went over a bunch of supers. I may have missed some of the first. It's not showing up yet. If I don't get it to it in this stream, I'll get you guys in tomorrow's Raw review. I promise, all right? So everybody will have that. Woo! Called out. All right. Rules. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. The rules are simple. Stick with me here. Rule number 1, every main roster match will get a tally in one of 3 columns. The good, the bad, or the ugly. Rule number 2, every ugly tally will turn into 2 bads during the final tally. So basically, you want to stay away from that ugly column because that will turn into every ugly. At the final count to determine if this is a good or bad pay-per-view, every ugly gets turned into 2, and that'll drastically change the outcome. This will easily be a bad pay-per-view. So stay away from the uglies. I don't know if this pay-per-view is worthy of doing that. Rule number 3, in the event of a tiebreaker, only then will we review the kickoff show match to decide if this was a good or bad pay-per-view. Those are the rules. I'll keep it up for a second. That's my penmanship. Okay, so that's what you're getting. If you can't read it, such is life. Those are the rules. Now, we have to review this son of a bitch. Let me see if those early supers came in yet. Papo Jr. with that 2 spot. I see you, dog. Afternoon, my brother, and the AMP unit. What up, Papo Jr.? Good to have you up in here, man. We're going to salute everybody in just a minute. Thank you, Papo. Make sure I got everybody. They're slowly coming in, the earlier ones, guys. All right. Here we go. We starting with the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. The board is all set. Yeah, you guys are mentioning somebody. Macho Man. Love this shirt, man. Macho Man is one of my all-time favorite, man. He's a legend. He's a role model, icon. You name a word, that's what this dude is to BC, man. He's the reason I'm amplified. Him, the Ultimate Warrior. All those dudes that were doing extracurricular activity back in the day. Hey, before we get started, Brian Robinson, I see you with that coffee, dog. Thank you for that 5 spot. WWE missed a prime opportunity for Bianca to throw a shot at Sasha after their title match. I hope they don't ride this buddy stuff up to Mania. Brian, I agree, man. The whole tag team women's match last night was a fucking botch. From the booking of it, we're going to go over it. And it looks like it's going to be buddy because they think, hey, it's two faces. We're not going to turn anybody heel. And the only way we can do this is a buddy system. We're going to talk about it, Brian. Thank you. Oh, Maximus Sage is up in here with that 10 spot. I see you, Maximus. Couple of coffees. Thank you, dude. So WWE couldn't find an opponent for Asuka. It clearly shows Lacey was meant to win the belt, and we were going to get Flair versus Evans at Mania. Why does this company hate Asuka? Maximus, that's a good point. Before I start this review, Asuka never had a match last night, guys. So just like Maximus says here, I said it for days now. This was all just for Lacey and Charlotte, their storyline. Asuka never had a good storyline or even a storyline. So if you take out Lacey, Lacey goes and gets pregnant. Poor Asuka has nobody. And she's the champion. And she's holding the hand of Charlotte Flair to play around in a tag team division. She's more concerned with tag titles than her own singles championship. Or at least that's how McMahon is booking her. And then you see why BC says booking is everything. It's how people are either going to get behind you or think you're a joke. Exactly, Maximus. They had nothing for Asuka. I said it from day one. I was proven right again. And I'm not going to pat myself on the back because that's actually tragic. Good point, Maximus. Fucking A. Animated Aaron's up in here with a coffee. Thank you, Animated Aaron. Means a lot, dude. Glad you're up in here. Is it just me or is Kevin Owens being buried? I rarely use the word, but when was the last time you won a big match? No rematch with Reigns? Ridiculous. Yeah, well, he had rematches, Animated Aaron. He lost all of them, right? He had the TLC match he lost. That same week, he lost the Steel Cage match. At Royal Rumble, he lost a Last Man Standing match. The only thing left is a who can reach catering first match, right? And you would have to get through all of the catering crusaders trying to get to R-Truth's 24/7 championship. So it is a little bit of an obstacle course, but I guess that would be semi-entertaining. But that's the only match Owens has not lost to Reigns in. Last night, he loses another match. This one to Jey Uso. So at least he's getting some big matchups. But you're right, he's losing them for sure. Animated Aaron, thank you. Jasmine Coley, $4.99 coffee last night. Thank you, Jasmine. Good to have you up in here, Jasmine. No Asuka last night. I thought I missed it. What the fuck? Nope. Lacey got pregnant. Real life, I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing. And because they never had any feud for Asuka for months, they had nowhere to go. So this pay-per-view ended at 2.5 hours. It came nowhere near the 3-hour mark. They just took out the Asuka match as a whole. Lacey's pregnant? Nobody wants to see just Asuka out there. Actually, I do. Put her in there with a fucking mop. It'll be better than a fucking Evans match. Jasmine, thank you. I tell you, man. I see you slamming Sammy Joe with a coffee. Slamming Sammy Joe with that 5 spot. Thank you, dog. There are only 4 men on the main roster that are under the age of 30. Angel Garza, Humberto, Otis, and Mysterio. Dominic, love the stream, BC. Have a coffee. I appreciate it, slamming Sammy Joe. And I'll look into that statistic. If that's true, that tells you a lot right there, slamming Sammy Joe. Thank you for the coffee. Guys, I got to get into this, though, man. We got over 400 already for this Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Thank you guys we're about to hit 175 on the likes. That's going to drastically help the channel out. Later today, after we are done being live, thousands of people are going to come to this channel and watch this. And that's because of you guys, man, showing the love. So thank you. Oh, hold on. We can't start yet. War Dog's up in here with a coffee. War Dog, thanks, dog. My amp unit senses are tingling. We are going to get a lot of ugliness. A lot of uglies. It's possible, War Dog. There's a couple that I think have to go there. I don't know. We're going to go over this together. We'll see. Again, any supers that I missed, especially the first ones that came in, they're not showing up right now for me. I'll get you guys in the next video for sure. I'll go over and make sure I got everybody. So even if you don't get a shout out for the coffee in this video, you'll get a shout out next time. J Football Live with that 199. What's up, dude? Glad you caught this. Edge Spears Roman. All of us, finally. I think that's in my notes, J Football Live. Finally. We're going to go over that in a minute. Let's start now. We got 400 deep already in this bitch. We're over 175. We're about to go to 200 on the likes. Let's rock. SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. Bryan, Cesaro start the match. 5 minutes later, Baron Corbin joins the fray. 5 minutes after that, number 4, Sami Zayn's pod opens up. Then, Kevin Owens comes in at number 5, but he enters 8 minutes after Sami Zayn, not 5 minutes. And that's because the elimination of Baron Corbin took longer than expected. They did a spot where Cesaro was up there with Baron Corbin. Sami Zayn. It was Baron and Cesaro. I can get this right, guys. Stick with me. It's a long fucking review on this first match. Cesaro and Sami Zayn are scaling the entire fucking chamber. Sami falls off of it. Cesaro's doing pull-ups on the top of the chamber cage. And all of this took longer than expected because then Cesaro had to get back to the ring and actually eliminate Baron Corbin. So I believe, did Corbin tap out? Some shit happened, man. But Corbin was eliminated by Cesaro. So, hold on, there you go. So Baron Corbin's eliminated, but I caught the time and I'm like, that's a long 5 minutes. It ended up being 8 minutes before Kevin Owens could come in at number 5. I just thought that was an interesting side note. They do that a lot with the Royal Rumble when there's a long spot and 2 minutes isn't enough. They'll actually have somebody come out 3 minutes later instead of 2 minutes. So again, that's an interesting side note. Jey Uso was in last at number 6, and now every pod is open in only one elimination. Again, that was the tap out of Baron Corbin. Is that correct? Yeah, he tapped out. Victor Miller, thank you. A lot of you guys, yeah, he tapped out. So Baron was the only elimination after all 6 were finally in this match. The next elimination wasn't until Sami Zayn, and that was via a KO stunner. So Kevin Owens at least gets an elimination on his good buddy in real life, Sami Zayn. Then 1 minute later, Jey Uso eliminates Kevin Owens, and that was via the Uso Splash. Then 5 minutes later, Uso gets another elimination. He did another Uso Splash to Cesaro, who many people thought was going to win, and he defeats Cesaro. So a big night for Jey Uso, even though he didn't win the full matchup and get the championship with his cousin. I thought that would have been an interesting dynamic. But still a big night. I mean, he beat KO and he beat Cesaro in one fucking match, one night. Reminds me when, who was that? The Undisputed Championship. Remember Chris Jericho defeated Stone Cold and The Rock in one night, one match to become Undisputed Champion? And he's never let that down. He brings that up all the time. So I'm sure this is going to be a bragging point for Jey Uso going forward. So that's big for him. The final 2 were Jey Uso and Daniel Bryan. Bryan hits a running knee and defeats Jey Uso. Bryan gets a title match versus Roman Reigns. I thought it was going to be in the main event. Probably how they should have ended the night, especially if Edge was going to interfere in that match with Roman. Just end the night that way then. Set up your WrestleMania main event. But what they ended up doing is mind-boggling. But we're going to talk about it. But for this match, total match time 35 minutes. It seemed like an hour, didn't it? There was a lot of action stuffed in that 35 minutes. But it was nowhere near an hour or an Iron Man match. This was only 35 minutes long, man. But there was enough action in there. I like Bryan getting this win, get this thing over with Roman. Now, some people want to see Bryan versus Roman at Mania, and it just didn't make sense because, just like I said about Miz, 2020 was an abysmal year for Daniel Bryan. I mean, you got to get people excited to see that. Not saying it wouldn't be a good match, but you got to get people caring about it. So I thought, okay, Bryan, Roman tonight, later in the night, cool. So for all intents and purposes, man, can we put this anywhere but the good? This first Elimination Chamber match? How do you guys feel, man? I'm putting it in the good, just so you know. Let me see what the chat says, man. That first Chamber match. JR9, Trev, Ray Hunt, Ahmed, Trev. A lot of you guys agree. I mean, there wasn't anything really bad in this match. Yeah, my unit seems to be on par with BC, man. All right. I've consulted with my unit. I think we're going to go ahead and put this into the good. The very first match of the night goes into the good column. All right, so we got one in the good. Let's make that a little bigger. So we're starting out in the right way, man. I don't think it's going to stay that way. We'll see. We're going to go over this together, but I mean, this was a good match. I didn't have any doubt that it wouldn't be. You know what I mean? Look at the people in this. It's an Elimination Chamber match. I mean, you'd have to really fuck up for me to say this is bad, especially not fucking ugly. So, one match in, guys. Now, I was shocked what they did, man. They had Roman come right out, and I'm going to get to match number 2 in a second, but I want to make sure that I'm getting as many supers as I can right now. I saw some more coming in. Hold on, guys. Before we get to match number 2, we have one in the good for that opening bout. Jesse Borsler's up in here. Guys, I didn't even crack I already had 2 coffees this morning, so yeah. We're about to have our third right now, man. This is going to be a Dunkin' iced coffee French vanilla, so let's do that right now. Jesse Borsler with a coffee. Thanks, dog. Asuka has been booked so bad, I can't even tell you anything about her current title run. Me neither. Honestly, Jesse Borsler, her versus, what the fuck? Alexa Bliss. Several weeks ago for the title on a Raw. That's the only thing I remember for Asuka's title reign. How sad is that? I agree, Jesse. Sasha has been I'm sorry. Yeah, Sasha too. Asuka has been booked tragically. Unique Butterflies up in here with a coffee. Thank you, Unique. In my humble opinion, the booking of the entire show was complete trash. It seemed rushed and incoherent to me. That's what happens when you have 13 nights to do this, Unique Butterfly. Just a couple of weeks ago, it was Royal Rumble. And we fast-tracked right to Elimination Chamber. Now we are on a fast lane to Fastlane in just a few weeks. And then we'll have 2 weeks, only 2 weeks, to build to WrestleMania. If it seems that way, Unique Butterfly, it's because it is rushed, incoherent, and complete trash. Thank you, Unique. J Football, I got you with that $1.99, right? Edge Spears, Roman, all of us, finally, yeah. PB Sillapride with that $4.99 coffee. Sasha and Asuka are champions. They can barely get TV time, let alone championship defenses. You would never know. You would think Charlotte is your champion. You would think Lacey Evans is your champion. You would think Nia Jax is a singles champion. I mean, she's out there last night beating the fucking actual champion. Asuka can't even get a feud. In fact, when the person she's in a match with gets pregnant, and she's in another feud, by the way, Lacey isn't even in a feud with Asuka. She's in a feud with Charlotte. And when she's exited out of the match because she's pregnant, Asuka gets nothing. I agree wholeheartedly. PB Sillapride. Unique Butterfly with that 2-spot. Edge and Roman's interaction was fantastic. Always is unique. We're going to get to that actually coming up in this match number 2 review. Thank you, Unique. Christopher Blackshear's up here with $19.99. That's like 4 fucking Starbucks, dog. 6 Dunkins. Or 3 mom and pop shop coffees over here in New York. Dude, I forgot Elimination Chamber was on last night, says Christopher Blackshear. And I didn't even watch it. I'm glad I didn't. The old bastard up north messed it up again. Drew's entire title reign was to lose it to Miz on the road to Mania. Check, Christopher. You did yourself a favor by not viewing it, man. Thank you for the coffees. I couldn't have said it better myself. Tragic would be the word. Unique Butterfly with another coffee up in this bitch. 5-spot. Thank you, Unique. Is it just me, or was Randy Orton eliminated out of the chamber too soon? Like it wasn't supposed to happen. A botch, maybe. No, because they did it with Alexa Unique at Royal Rumble. I thought, was this a botch? What the fuck is happening? Alexa was eliminated in just a couple of minutes. It doesn't seem like they want them in the ring too long. They want to concentrate when the focus is with the Fiend. So I don't think this was a botch. We may find out different coming up later in the day, but it looked like that's exactly how he was supposed to be booked. Because then Almost, I call him Almost, his name is Almost ripped off the fucking pod door so AJ could escape because Randy Orton was dropping RKOs afterwards. I mean, it looked pretty planned to me. We'll see. Thank you, Unique. Jacqueline Robinson's up in here with a 10-spot. Couple of coffees. Jacqueline, thank you. All the fickle fans got what they wanted. DB to win the Rumble. Well, he won the Chamber and got championship opportunity, and it led to nothing like it would if he had won the Rumble. Yeah, I don't see him winning against Roman, even if he was at Mania. So that's what I need. Get this done now, Jacqueline Robinson. I think that's best for everybody involved, especially Daniel Bryan. Unique's up here with another couple of coffees. 10 spot. Unique Butterfly. I'm so pissed that D-Mac lost his title. I cannot stand the way that company treats him as a champion. Why couldn't they have the same matchup for D-Mac like they did with the match for Roman? Because they can't think. Their dome piece will start to steam, literally start to smoke, Unique. And their energy will hit zero, their fucking battery level. We are at zero. We can no longer function. We gave you all the creative that we can give you. But guys, you only gave us 7 minutes of creativity today. It's an 8-hour shift. I know, but that's all that we have. So Roman and Edge once they penciled that in, they were proud of themselves. They probably took a month-long vacation. I hear you, Unique. Go figure. Hold on, there's another one here over here by Peyton Joshua 18 with a $9.99 2-spot. Peyton Joshua, thank you for those couple of coffees. Appreciate it, dog. We're going to get to more D-Mac too, by the way, Unique Butterfly, trust me. Dave Mealy's up in here with a coffee, $4.99. Let's face it, Asuka needs to dye her hair blonde to get any attention from Vince. Check. You said it, I didn't. Oh, wait, yes, I did. Check. Exactly, Dave. Then Vince will take notice. Thank you, Dave. Nazmul Hussein with a $1.99. The greatest YouTuber is live. Sorry I'm late. Hey, better late than never. Nazmul, thank you. I appreciate it, man. We rocking out. We didn't even get to the second match. We're 500 deep up in this bitch. We rocking the second match right now. Thank you for all those supers. Anybody that I missed, I'll get you later on or in the next video. Some of them are not coming up, guys. Again, Peyton Joshua 18 with that $9.99. Appreciate it, dog. And I'll try to get everybody by tomorrow's video. Super chats. Thank you. Guys, we're about to hit 250 up in the likes. You guys rock. Over 500 deep right now. Viewing match number 2. You ready? Let's see where it goes on the board. This was the Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. Immediately after D-Bry just went 35 minutes in the chamber. Let me get a swig of coffee. We're going to talk about this. Hold on. Ow! Yow! Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan. Roman locks, I believe, was it the guillotine, guys? I think he locked the guillotine, correct? I was doing a correction on my note from the chamber match, and I saw the end of the actual tap out. Was that the guillotine? Let me know, chat. I'm on a delay here, just in case you got... Yeah, all right, it was... Yeah, it was the guillotine. Yeah, I caught the end of it because I was correcting something on my note. So he locks in the guillotine. I kid you guys not, for those that didn't watch this motherfucker. This match was 3 minutes tops. Daniel Bryan just went 35, I understand. But Roman was not playing around. At the start of it, it looked like Roman might tap out. I was like, what are they doing? What are they doing? But a couple of minutes later, man, it was reversed. The guillotine was put on, and 3 minutes was... This was... And I love Roman's work. I love Roman's work. I'm loving Roman right now. As I said I was. The last 5 years, I've been fucking ranting to get this guy to turn heel. Because I knew this would be the work we would get. But this was about to go in the ugly, guys. Not just because of match placement. This should have ended the night. But because it was 3 minutes. But then post-match, it happened. Yeah. Bryan passed out. I don't think he tapped out. I think he just passed out. Post-match, Edge comes out of nowhere with like an RKO, man, out of nowhere with a spear on Roman Reigns. I love the continuation of the story, man, because Edge then whispers something into Roman's ear. Beautiful storytelling, because you guys remember Friday when Roman speared Edge, or no, this was at the beginning of the show. He whispered something into Edge's ear, and Edge was confused and conflicted. Then at the end of the night, Edge took a spear. Well, on this one, Edge gives Roman the spear, gets down on his knees, and whispers something into Roman's ear. I love it, man. It's attention to detail. And that's what happens when you have somebody so badass, a tried and true vet like Edge, with a dude who's fucking on another level like now with Roman Reigns. This is the storytelling I've been waiting for in WWE. Because not even Vince, I'm hoping, can fuck this up. Roman will put him in check. Edge will surely put Vince in check. That's why I love Edge and Roman for WrestleMania. The promos that we're gonna get. The storytelling is already fucking awesome. And what they're gonna do. Everybody's fighting over who's gonna win the title. Roman can't lose the title. Edge can't win the title. Even if Roman loses this title, it's gonna be just as fun. Because now he's ultimately been disrespected by Edge. He took the one thing that matters most to him, that fucking title. And Roman's whole character is, did you just disrespect me? I'm talking to you. Did you just disrespect me? Well, Edge didn't just disrespect you. He took your fucking title. The road to get that title back for Roman, he's going to be fucking on another level. The diabolical heel can always be fine if he drops a championship. Anybody that thinks Roman is not going to be okay by losing a title to Edge, still to this day one of the very best, come on, bro. And you'd better be saying the same thing about Jericho, who was 50-something years old when he won the AEW championship. Edge still's got it, bro. He can rock. Him and Roman's gonna be fucking awesome. It already is. Edge gets back up. He points over to the WrestleMania sign. Pyro's blasting off in BC finally. The old man does everything to take awesome ideas that BC has and throw them to the wayside. BC likes it? Let's not do it. Who is it? Who idea? It's BC's idea? Fuck him. I can't stand BC. But for one fucking night, BC got what he's been asking for 2 fucking months. Just give me Edge and Roman. Just give me something I can latch onto. Damn, man. So, you gotta believe Roman and Edge, the whole confrontation afterwards, put in the good. It set up the right thing. Don't worry, Daniel Bryan, this isn't it. He's going to continue something with Roman going forward. I mean, if you honestly thought Daniel Bryan was next in line for a championship, I mean, let's first worry about booking him correctly. Right? I love Daniel Bryan. I'm sure most of you guys do. But it has to be organic. We can't just travel back 7 years ago to the Yes movement and then all of a sudden, because it's WrestleMania, have that nostalgic feeling again. Let's book him properly. And I think Cesaro should be before Daniel Bryan. Once this whole Edge and Roman thing is done, you put Cesaro in a couple badass storylines right now, starting Friday night. A couple of badass storylines going through SummerSlam. And then after Edge and Roman is complete, I think Cesaro should be next up. Not even D. Bryan. But we are 2 matches into this son of a bitch. 2 matches into this son of a bitch. And we have 2 in the good. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know. We're going to go over it together. That might be all of the good on this show. It might be, because I'm thinking about what's to come. I don't remember there being anything that I'm going to speak highly of going forward now. We'll see together. But after 2 matches, 2 are up in the good column. They started off pretty decent. I didn't even like the match placement with D. Bryan and Roman. But what happened post-match? Come on, brah. Yeah. Somebody said, what about Seth? Seth Rollins and Cesaro, I believe, will be WrestleMania. That'll kickstart on Friday. I didn't want to see Seth Rollins together with Roman in any capacity, to be honest. I know, was it Anise that said, somebody said on the last live stream that they would like Cesaro to win the chamber, and then Seth Rollins cost Cesaro the match in the championship bout. But I don't even want to see Seth Rollins near Roman right now. If they're your 2 big heels, leave them alone right now. Separate them. I don't want people even to think about the Shield. But this might be the only 2 goods on the show, the first 2 matches, because we're about to go into the United States Championship match. And I'm going to need another swig of coffee for that, trust me. J Football Live, I see that $1.99 coffee. Thank you, dog. J Football Live says, BC Edge said, I'll see you at Mania. Badass. Yeah, I love it, man. You fucking speared my ass on Friday when I wasn't even fucking with you, dog. I was saying I'll make my decision afterwards. He said, I actually respect you, Roman. You fucking spear me, dog? Now I'm taking your fucking title. And when he whispered that something into Edge's ear, and Edge was looking confused and conflicted, the old school wrestling fan in BC, man, I was loving it. I was like, this is old school storytelling. They ain't even gonna tell us what he just whispered. But Edge is conflicted like, you motherfucker. All right. And then that same night, he gets fucking speared. So when Edge did it last night, Edge drops to his knees and he whispers something in the Roman's ear. Ow! When you have the right son of a bitches in there at the right time, this is Mania. This is the grandest stage of them all. If you're not happy with Roman versus Edge, bruh, I don't know what you're gonna be happy with. I could do so much with that, even if they want. Even if Vince told me, BC, you're lucky you even have a job here, you dumb fuck. But Roman is losing the championship. I'd be like, all right, I'll book him like a badass going forward. In fact, he'll be on another level. Because now he's badass and feels even more disrespected. Now he wants that title back. Oh, he's coming for Edge. Thank you, J Football Live. Who's that? Jacqueline Robinson with another 10 spot up in here. Jacqueline, I see you. Also, fickle fans picked Drew to drop his title to Edge at Mania. Now Drew drops his title to Miz. Drew done dirty. Thank you, BC, for your videos. Thank you, Jacqueline, for tuning in to the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm glad I'm entertaining you, and you're exactly right. Drew was done dirty here because there's no way to... Even if he gets this belt back at Mania, do you know how much stock is lost when you're playing hot potato? When you cannot keep a fucking title? Even if Drew Mac gets the championship back at Mania from Bobby Lashley, who eventually will get it at Fastlane, we believe. Maybe even tonight. Maybe they'll rush it. Maybe this whole Miz thing was literally for nothing, for 24 hours. But even when he gets it back, that makes 3 title reigns in 1 year. The guy just got it last WrestleMania, and he can't hold on to it. He can't hold on to the fucking title. So yeah, that's doing dirty to somebody. Absolutely, Jacqueline. No question. Hold on, I got another super up in here. A couple of them, I think, guys. Then we'll get to match number 3. This was the United States Championship. Gotta find... I can't get every super. It's not allowing me to, so I will get to everybody by tomorrow in the Raw review, guys. Anybody that sent a super. And I can't shout it out right now. It's not giving me everybody. Peyton Joshua, 18 with another coffee, 4.99. Peyton Joshua, thank you. Salute. I was about to take the fucking cap off. It's already off. That's where I'm already in match number 3 right now. Salute. Guys, we're about to hit 300 on the likes. Thank you. I appreciate it. The thousands of people that are going to tune into this review later in the afternoon, because it will be thousands more, they're seeing how much ass we kicked on this live stream. Thank you. Should we get right to... Okay, so match number 3, guys, was the United States Championship. We have 2 in the good, the first 2. I liked it. I'm okay with it. Match number 3, things take a bad turn. United States Championship champion Bobby Lashley taking on Matt Riddle, taking on John Morrison. Triple threat match, triple threat rules. Keith Lee taken out of this match. We don't know the exact deal. I'm telling you right now, man, if you couldn't have come up with a better way, if you had to do a triple threat, you couldn't have come up with a better way than the pre-show and John Morrison. Even worse than that. First, Matt Riddle. He defeats Morrison and becomes the new U.S. title holder. Right out of the gate. Congrats. I like Matt Riddle. Notice I call him Matt Riddle, not Riddle. Sorry, not sorry, Vince. This isn't a Batman movie. This is Matt Riddle, the professional wrestler. Matt Riddle defeats John Morrison. So everybody says, Bobby was protected. He wasn't protected. He lost the belt in 8 minutes. No, he was not protected. But I'll get to that. Matt Riddle, congratulations. New champion. I could do wonders with him with that championship, booking-wise. Awesome. John Morrison just gets booked more into irrelevancy. So this does nothing for Morrison. He was just a replacement tenfold last night. So I'm proud of Matt Riddle, and he's more than earned that title. However, for several reasons, some I just touched up on. You guys know where this is about to go? I'll ask you, chat, so you're not totally shocked. And I like Matt Riddle. Congratulations. Chat, you know where this is going? Some are saying ugly. That might be too harsh. Because I like Matt Riddle, I'm going to refrain from the ugly column. But I got to be honest. Most of the chat knows what's up. I see a lot of people wanting this in the ugly, though, man. They didn't think this was good at all. A title match for 8 fucking minutes. I'm going to be generous because it is Matt Riddle, and he has busted his ass for this championship. Congratulations. This third match goes into the bad column. BC, what the fuck, man? Matt Riddle's good. Yeah, I totally agree. I agree. Matt, congrats to Matt Riddle. However, yet again, you took Keith Lee out of this match. You knew Keith Lee was not going to be in this match. You wait till the last minute, you have some schmaz on the pre-show kickoff, and you insert John Morrison. So you take out the big badass Keith Lee, you put on the much smaller John Morrison, and on top of that, you only give this match 8 minutes. A championship match. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. And Lashley doesn't even hold on to the son of a bitch. And people go, he got protected, BC. This isn't protecting somebody. He literally could not hold on to the title for 8 minutes. Everybody knows triple threat rules. Doesn't matter who gets fucking pinned here. It could be your 92-year-old fucking grandmother. You thought she could barely go from the sofa to the TV. Or to the kitchen sink. No, she could fucking win this match. And it wouldn't change the outcome of where this is going. Bobby Lashley did not hold on to the fucking title. 8 minutes? He's nowhere even near ringside. He's out of the equation. This dude got his ass whooped. And then somebody else took his title in 8 minutes. Maybe, you say, BC, if they gave them 20 minutes, would you be a little happier? Yes. Yes. I'll answer you honestly. Yes. Because I'm old school. I feel that a championship match should be given a lot of time. And if you knew that you were giving it to Riddle, why not just have one-on-one? Why even make this? Because they tried to save Lashley. That's why. They needed a fall guy. They needed a middleman to take the pin. Just have Lashley do a 25-minute classic with Riddle. He could do it. And he falls short. And he's so pissed the next night on Raw, he totally annihilates Riddle. Injures him, takes him to the fucking hospital. Adam Pearce is like, you just cost yourself a rematch for that championship. You are not getting a rematch for that United States Championship. You assaulted Riddle unprovoked because you couldn't hold back and restrain your feelings. You're gone. You do not get a rematch. So MVP is like, fine, we'll adhere to that. Later in the night, he takes out fucking Drew Mack. If you did the right thing and kept the title on Drew Mack. And then he says, fine, I can't get a rematch for my mid-card championship. I'll go for the top of the line. And he takes out Drew Mack. And he takes him backstage. He fucks him out up at the loading dock. You make it interesting. Shit we haven't either seen before or shit we haven't seen in a long time. And that's how we end Raw. Then people are emotionally invested in Bobby Lashley. But he loses his title in 8 minutes, and then an hour later, he attacks Drew McIntyre for no fucking reason, other than he had a business deal with Miz. I'll help you get the title, and then you give me an opportunity. My idea is better, because it books Bobby more viciously, but they don't take a second to think about this shit. So they tweak everything around to where it doesn't make sense. Miz is cashing in. Drew's losing his title 48 days before WrestleMania. Bobby's dropping a title in 8 minutes, but then inserting himself into a title picture. Miz is going to lose it within 3 fucking weeks. None of it makes sense. MVP made a deal with Miz. Okay, okay. How is that? So that doesn't make it right. They did a fucking 10-second segment backstage where MVP is making a deal with Miz. And that makes sense to you guys now? Now all of a sudden Bobby Lashley can just attack Drew. So he goes from the mid-card right to the fucking heavyweight championship title picture in an hour. And then you wonder why people are not invested. I actually like Bobby Lashley. I want to see him book like a fucking beast. This doesn't make sense. And they tried to cover their tracks by having that backstage segment. MVP, talk to Miz. You guys can work out a deal. So everybody looks like a clown here. Morrison is totally in the clown show. He is so far deep into irrelevancy. Matt Riddle's title win was in an 8-minute fucking triple threat schmaz. So that wasn't even an epic title win. Bobby Lashley looked like a clown in the title match. Are you guys okay with... Let me take it to the chat. Are you guys okay with that? The whole Bobby Lashley thing? I would love to see. Am I the only one thinking this way? How you could have done this so much better. And now Bobby's just like somehow... Snap of a finger, out of the mid-card, out of the United States Championship, and now he's just in the title picture. Oh, thank goodness there's a lot of you guys. Oh, most of you guys, man. Oh, I love the AMP unit, man. You guys are the smartest pro wrestling fan, dogs. Oh, thank goodness, man. You guys are the best. You guys are the best, man. I love talking to people that understand the product. You know what I mean? Because on the interweb, man, you'll be amazed. You guys saw my video a couple videos ago. I talked about some of the dumbest things pro wrestling fans have said this week. I picked them from different platforms. And wow, you'll be amazed at how much stupidity is in the wrestling community. I love this unit, man. We're the smartest wrestling fans, dude. You guys are the best. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm telling you, the casuals and the people that don't care about what makes sense, they're going to say, but he cut a deal with MVP before the match. The Miz and the MVP, they cut a deal. Okay. What the fuck? If I cut a deal with somebody in the Senate, can I become president? If I cut a deal with the local fucking grocer, can I become the manager of the grocery store and start hoarding out gallons of milk for free? I can just cut deals with everybody now. Then why was he in the mid-card then? Book him like a beast. Have him have an epic match and he falls short and the next night he's not having it. He terrorizes Matt Riddle to the point where he's in the house. He's told he can't even get a rematch because he was so diabolical. And then he says, okay, then I'll go for another title, Drew McIntyre's. And he beats the shit out of McIntyre to end the fucking night. Now he's booked like a fucking beast. And Adam Pearce said he couldn't go for the mid-card. He's just going by the rules now. Did I already put it in the bad? Yes, I did. Match number 3 goes in the bad. No title match. For no other reason. No title match should ever be 8 minutes long. Ever. Unacceptable. Vince McMahon. Unacceptable. Match number 4. Only 5 matches on the card if you're counting Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan's 3-minute fest. Because Asuka had nothing. They did Asuka so dirty last night. We already talked about it. Lacey Evans had the whole storyline with Charlotte on the side. Asuka had nothing. Asuka had nothing. They treated Asuka like absolute fucking shit for so long. With a title, it was just to make sure that we're all appeased, right? Let's shut everybody up. See, Asuka has a title. Sasha has a title. See? We're treating them right. No. Do they have badass storylines? Are they being given the time of day? Are they actually in the spotlight? No. They're not. You're not fooling me, bro. You're not doing it. And you're not fooling my amp unit. Before we get to match number 4, which was the women's tag title match. Get to that in a second. I want to get some more supers up in here. Oh, man, a lot of supers came in while I was going on that fucking United States 8-minute fucking championship match. Who's it? Steamroller 1819 with a coffee. Thank you, Steamroller 1819. Matt deserves it, but 8 minutes and Bobby not being completely knocked out makes it underwhelming and ugly, in my opinion, after how strong they booked Bobby. Completely agree. I'm being generous by not putting that in the ugly, man. Bobby was booked like a beast. And then all of a sudden, he's nowhere even in the equation of dropping his title. And in 8 minutes, he couldn't hold on to it. Come on, bro. And you think he's going to, because he beats up Drew McIntyre an hour later, I'm supposed to go, oh, there's the beast that I remember these last 2 months. No. I'm with you, Steamroller 1819. Not buying it. Thank you for the coffee. There was a few more guys. JDE, 10 spot with a couple of coffees. JDE, thanks, brother. Yet I get called a Mark or a Sasha stan when I explain how protection doesn't change anything other than for storyline purposes. Absolutely. We saw it again last night, JDE, with Bobby Lashley. Oh, we're going to protect him. See, he didn't eat the loss. But a real fan that actually knows what they're viewing and is taking inventory because they want things to be realistic and believable. We just watched a dude lose in 8 minutes his championship. He wasn't even in the equation. It's just as bad as losing a fucking... In fact, it's worse than losing one-on-one in a 25-minute classic. I'll have more respect for Bobby that way than an 8-minute non-factor in his match, losing his own championship. JDE, I'm with you. CJ, $14.99. That's Trio Starbucks. CJ, thanks, dog. Vince is slowly going C now. Coffee on me. That's 3 coffees, CJ. I appreciate it. Thanks, dog. Just happy to have you up in here. J Football Live's up in here with another $1.99 toward a coffee. A Dunkin' Donut coffee. J Football Live says quick title matches are for Brock and Brock only. Exactly. Yeah, or Goldberg. Maybe that's what you meant. Yeah, Goldberg can have a fucking spear, a jackhammer, and then he calls it a day and collects his $500,000. Agreed, J Football. Well, now we got some more coming in here, guys. Jacob Donnelly's up here with a 5-spot coffee. Thank you, Jacob. I'm sure The Miz won't be champion for very long, but do we really need The Miz as WWE champion for a few weeks? As if Raw wasn't bad enough. No, Jacob. Raw's bad enough when he doesn't have a title. Now he's got a title. Jacob Donnelly, I was just talking about the last Raw review. If you go back to that review, I was asking why was The Miz starting the show, and then he started hour number 2, like anybody gives a fuck. Well, now he's the champion. He's probably going to start every fucking hour. And I see this being a triple threat at Fastlane. Bobby Lashley, Miz, Drew McIntyre. Bobby gets the title. And then at Mania, Drew gets it back. So you're going to have 3 different champions within 48 days. That is hot potato, and that's unacceptable. Because not only does it make everybody look like a clown, but it makes the title less prestigious. I can't be the only one who's dropping these facts. Jacob Donnelly, I'm with you, brother. Dave Mealy's up in here with a coffee. Dave with a $4.99. WWE needs to cut down on the amount of pay-per-views. Cut down some of the useless pay-per-views. You can put your gimmick matches in other pay-per-views. Absolutely, Dave. I said it time and time again. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series is what I grew up on. As time went on, they added in a pay-per-view called The King of the Ring. And that was between Mania and SummerSlam, I think June. And then they started adding in Your House. And I was like, all right, no more than that, because now we're starting to... The storylines were starting to be devalued and lessened over time. And then all of a sudden you started to see a pay-per-view every month. And then, Dave, we started getting a pay-per-view 3 weeks ago, Rumble. 3 weeks later, Elimination Chamber. In 3 weeks, we're going to get Fastlane. 2 weeks later, we're going to get WrestleMania. 4 pay-per-views in 3 months. Yeah, that's tragic, Dave. And that's why nothing feels important or special. Thank you, Dave. Ashley Steggles is up in here with a coffee. Good to see you up in here, Ashley. $4.99. Championship matches should at least be 15 to 20 minutes every time. Absolutely, Ashley. I want 25. I will absolutely take 15 as the low-end denominator, 20 as the fucking average. I'm with you, Ashley. Thank you for the coffee. Carlos, what the fuck, man? 5-spot coffee. BC, what did I miss? A lot. A fucking hour, Carla. I know you're going to go back. I'm just kidding, man. Much love, Carla. I'm glad you're up in here. I thought you were just having some AT&T issues. I saw the comment previous, man. And that sucks. Carlos, it's good to have you up in here. It'll be up on the channel later on, Carlos, so make sure you check it out, man. It's good to have you up in here, Carlos. Thank you for the coffee. Salute to Carlos, everybody. That's one of our tried and trues, man. I was wondering, what the fuck is Carlos up in this motherfucker? Thanks for the coffee, dude. Any supers I missed, again, guys, I will get you tomorrow. I'll shout you out tomorrow. I'm not getting everybody for some reason. And it's not even a delay. It just isn't giving me all of them. So I'll make sure. I'll get the complete list when it's all said and done. So I got you guys. Jesse Borsler with a 5-spot. WWE playing hot potato with the title. Sounds like WCW did in the year 2000, I believe. Yeah, more than just 2000 with WCW. That's because they started going off kilter. Jesse Borsler, but absolutely correct, dude. Hey, thank you guys for saluting Carlos too, man. You guys are the best. That's respect, man. The AMP unit is all about respect, not just for me, within you guys, man. Thanks, guys. Welcome, Carlos. Hey, by the way, man, speaking of respect, I know we're 600 deep in this bitch. We have over 350 on the likes. Thank you, guys, man. I know I haven't mentioned it a lot in this hour. 350. We're going toward 400 live on the likes. That's going to greatly help the channel out later when thousands of people come on and watch this review. They're going to see how much we kicked ass during this live stream. Thank you. Should we do it? 3 matches are in the books for those of you just tuning in. 2 in the good, 1 in the bad. We're going to match number 4. This is the women's tag title match. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair challengers, taking on Shayna Baszler. And she injures Mouse Gals. Nia Jax. I gave her a new beginning to the theme song. She injures Mouse Gals. Anyway, I like it. I think it's fitting. She's only injured 27 people. Now this one, before I even get into this matchup itself, I have no choice. This may piss some people off. I don't give a fuck. I have to be real with all of you guys, or else I shouldn't have this channel. I have no choice as an accurate reviewer who holds WWE accountable for their actions and their booking. I personally have no choice if I'm going to review this match the best way possible, the most accurate way. I have no choice but to put this. You guys already know. I have no choice, and I'm going to explain why. I don't care if this pisses people off. I love Sasha. This is a pro Sasha Banks channel. This pains me more than you'll fucking know. I love Sasha Banks. It's a pro Sasha channel. This has to go into the ugly column. Seems like you guys knew that. I'm looking at the chat, man. It seems like you guys knew that. Allow me to explain. This has to, I haven't even got to the mat. Let me just explain why this immediately goes into the ugly. And again, that crosses out later on. That's going to turn into 2 bads, guys. So they started out good in the first 2. And now we took a bad turn. Hold on. You guys are... Yeah, you guys... You guys know. Not just because Sasha and Bianca have never even teamed up before Friday night, so how could they possibly get a title shot? Right? That's the first fucking sense that this does not fucking make. They just got a title opportunity. They're not even a tag team. Fuck! They're not even a tag team, guys. And in one night, they were told, you're gonna get a tag match for the titles. I used to joke Tom Phillips could tag team up with Michael Cole and they get a tag match with Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. It's not a joke anymore. They're not even a tag team. And they got a title match, but it's not just that. More importantly, WWE's carelessness and forgetfulness with their own booking earned them this ugly. Just 3 weeks ago, Naomi and Lana earned the #1 contenders opportunity for those very titles. And WWE completely audibled with no acknowledgement. Instead, WWE announced that Nia and Shayna will defend against NXT's Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez next Wednesday night on NXT, on the USA Network. Now, trust me, I don't need to see my gal Naomi tagging with Lana, much less winning those meaningless titles. But it's the principle of the point. This company has to be held accountable for their lack of logic and absence of common sense. Naomi and Lana became #1 contenders, but they have to watch every other woman in the division get a title opportunity before them. It makes 0 sense. It's ugly booking. Does anybody remember? I was just reminded of this yesterday in yesterday's live stream, or 2 days ago, whatever it was. You guys remember Naomi and Lana 3 weeks ago on Raw earned the #1 contender? Anybody else remember this? Or did I just, is it an illusion? Did I dream it? Was Lana and Naomi, chat, yes or no, weren't they the #1 contenders? All right. All right, so I didn't fucking drink. So what happened? I don't remember anything happening other than Vince McMahon totally going, our audience is dumb. They're either going to forget or they're going to let it slide. I'm not going to let it slide. What the fuck are you talking about? We're going to let it slide. I'm not letting shit slide. I didn't need to see Naomi and Lana going for titles, but that's what you told us. And because it's their storylines, it's like a little fucking mini soap opera. We're only going on what you're putting out there. So how are you going to claim they're number one contenders and then within 24 hours say that two other females who are not even a team are getting the first crack at it? And then you went ahead and announced the next contenders. Raquel and Dakota Kai. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Dakota Kai. I love Dakota. I love what they're doing with Raquel, but this doesn't make sense. And then you wonder, BC just asked one main thing. I ask a lot of things from this company. I ask that the old man in Stanford just make sense of shit. Just use just a pinch of logic and common sense, and BC can enjoy the shows better. Not alarmingly great or even good, but I can watch them better if you just use logic and common sense. But there's people that defend WWE so badly that they'll watch something like this and they'll go, oh, BC, don't worry about it. What do you mean don't worry about it? Why not? Why should I not worry about it? Oh, it's just a TV show, BC. No, it's more than just a TV show, obviously, but even if it was just a TV show, don't we want logic and common sense? That's what makes Breaking Bad or Cobra Kai, or fucking Game of Thrones, whatever show you guys watch. That's what makes it epic. Because it all makes sense. You are invested in the characters and the storylines, and it's going somewhere rad. Logic and common sense is being used. But people will honestly defend this shit. And then they'll go and go, he's a mean YouTuber. You see that podcast, the Beasley? Fucking bullshit. How do you not like this? Because it was stupid and nonsensical, that's why. Why don't you use some of those fucking brain cells? I don't care if you only have a few, use them! You can't be a dipshit Dugenheimer and a fuckwad Fred your entire life. You can't be. Naomi and Lana watch everybody like a merry-go-round get those opportunities first. Awesome. And then, if that wasn't ugly enough for you guys, ready? For this championship match, the match itself was 10 minutes. Now, at least they got 10 minutes, right? It hit that fucking bare minimum. It was longer than the US title match. That's for damn sure. Go figure. The finish saw Nia Jax defeat the SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks. That's right. Your SmackDown Women's Champion was flat on her back looking up at the lights. Nia Jax had to win this match over your champion. Pathetic. Pathetic. I don't have a pathetic column yet, so it goes into the fucking ugly. But who can possibly be okay with the SmackDown Women's Champion who hasn't had any epic storylines to begin with since he's had the title, barely even gets the spotlight, and she's just losing flat on her back? Off a Samoan drop. That's right, Kev. Off a fucking Samoan drop. Oh, because basically she's protected. Reginald caused a distraction. Remember he threw the wine bottle in there? Oh, you're right. What a huge distraction. Women's champion cannot overcome a wine bottle in the ring. Not even like she got hit with it. Oh, I tell you, man. Peyton Joshua, 18. Number one fan. I appreciate it. Couple of coffees with that $9.99. Appreciate it, Peyton Joshua, 18. Keep rocking, dog. 2 spot on Dino. Toward a Dunkin' coffee. Dino, thank you. I call that human stupidity. Yep. I call it human stupidity / Vince McMahon. Thank you, Dino. J Football Live with that coffee, $4.99. It's like Dana White bypassing the number one contender for the championship and having a non-ranked guy go for the title at a pay-per-view. That's what he does. And people will defend it. I've done this long enough. There's people that'll say, don't worry about it, or if you don't like it, don't watch it. My Knicks have sucked for over a decade, over 15, 20 years. My New York Knicks have sucked. I don't just give up on them. I continue to watch every game that I possibly can. Because I'll be there when it gets fucking great again, when they become great, and I'll be a part of that. I'm just going to stop watching. I'm going to voice out and make it try to help it get better. But as long as there's people okay with the non-logic and no common sense at all, and allowing Vince to get off the hook by doing these atrocious, nonsensical bullshit behavioral traits that he puts on every show, as long as there's those defenders, we can't make it better. I'm doing my part to try to make this shit better. Exactly, J Football Live. Great comparison. I tell you guys, I can't even, man. Matthew McCoskey, $4.99 coffee. Thank you, Matthew. Hey, brother BC. It would make sense since Vince doesn't care about Asuka, but she loses at Fastlane to Charlotte. Then Charlotte Rhea 2 at Mania. You know what? I don't want to see Charlotte taking anything from Asuka, but it looks like that's where we're headed anyway. So, Matthew, at least give Asuka something. I would agree with you in that aspect. But I just don't want to see Charlotte take anything from Asuka. But yeah, Rhea eventually, Matthew, is going to have to get some sort of revenge against Charlotte. Charlotte absolutely derailed the momentum of Rhea Ripley. So I do agree with that, Matthew. Kenneth Maynor. Say that right. Kenneth Maynor with a coffee, $4.99. Thank you, Kenneth. I feel for Asuka. Have her issue an open challenge tonight and just take it off her. Maybe Nikki Cross. Her and Alexa have only long-term feud going. Yeah, absolutely, Kenneth. With or without it, I think without a title, Asuka will probably be booked a little better. Because at this point, it's clear Vince thinks that with a title on her, we're all appeased. We made everybody happy. Now we can push her to the side and let my blonde bombshell brigade flourish. I agree, Kenneth. Yeah, Matthew, I don't want to see Charlotte take shit from Asuka either. I saw that. Chat moved fast, but I saw that, Matthew, I don't want to see Charlotte take shit from Asuka either, but it will happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. You fucking know that. You know it, I know it. It's coming. Any supers that I miss, guys, I'll get you in the next video. I'm just not getting them all for some reason. But I do appreciate the support. And we'll catch you. Hey, 400 on the likes, guys. You guys are phenomenal, man. We're going toward 450 live. Drastically going to help the thousands that are going to watch this later on. We still got near 600 deep in this bitch. You guys are the fucking best. I had no choice from the jump before we even got into this matchup to put that women's tag title into the ugly column. Because why the fuck are they even in a tag team? Why are they getting a tag team title match? And where the fuck was Lana and Naomi because they were supposed to be #1 contenders? Brah. Yeah. Heel Naomi versus Asuka at Mania. Heel Naomi. I would take heel Naomi rather than holding Lana's hand. Who said that? Kevin? Kevin Abreu? Yeah, man. Seriously, dog. So the women's tag match unapologetically goes into the ugly for the reasons I aforementioned. No other way we can go about it. Match number 5. Guys, this was the main event. It was only 5 matches. They took away Asuka's match because Lacey got pregnant and they had nobody in line for Asuka. Tragic. So we go right into match number 5. This is the Raw Elimination Chamber title match. Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy start this match. McIntyre comes in at number 3. His pod opens up at number 3. So Drew Mac is in early. Kofi Kingston in at number 4. Kingston immediately pins and eliminates Randy Orton via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating Fruit Roll-Up. And just like that, Orton, thanks for coming. You're out of here. I expect something to happen between him, Alexa, and The Fiend tonight on Raw. We'll see, man. And then he started RKOing everybody. Almost, I call him, not almost, almost. Takes out one of the pod doors. AJ Styles tries to run away from Orton. Orton ends up catching him anyway and doesn't give a fuck, so all of that spot was for nothing. Styles is in at number 5. Sheamus is in last at number 6. And We get a bro kick from Sheamus to eliminate Kofi Kingston. Then a Claymore, a Drew McIntyre Claymore. Welcome to the Claymore party. Drew Mac eliminates Jeff Hardy via the Claymore. A phenomenal forearm from Styles eliminates Sheamus. And then Styles and Drew Mac are your final two. McIntyre Claymores. Styles for the W. And Drew McIntyre not only wins this Elimination Chamber, but he holds on to his championship, which is obvious because you're not going to take the title off of Drew McIntyre 48 nights away from WrestleMania. We all agree with that, correct? I mean, I like to think that's pretty obvious thinking. You're not taking the title off of Drew McIntyre. So he wins this. Okay, and I thought to myself, well, we could have had a better finish to the event. I would have saved the whole Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Edge thing for the end of the night. Something to be like, oh, pretty cool. But they have McIntyre win. The right person won. Congrats to Drew Mac. The match was okay. The match time on this guy, get this. The match time was 31 minutes for an Elimination Chamber match with 6 dudes in there. Only 31 minutes. The other chamber match earlier in the night was 35. 31 minutes. The entire pay-per-view was like 2.5 hours. Asuka couldn't even get a title match. The booking of this whole event deserves 10 fucking uglies. I'm actually being fucking generous right now. And nothing happened in that pod in the second match. Nothing that needed an Elimination Chamber. Am I right or am I wrong here, guys? You saw Kofi Kingston jump off the pod and do the fucking, the thing you do at concerts. What do you call that? Mosh pit and fucking dive? So he just does his flow. The chamber is only 3 feet higher than the top rope. I'll do a fucking somersault off that shit. And then Jeff Hardy does a fucking swanton or some shit off of the pod. The pod isn't even that high. Why did we need the chamber in that match? Oh, I know why, basically. Because Almost ripped the pod away. Remember Almost? Almost said, I'm going to tear this apart. Wow, I stand corrected. Just like the first match. Why was a chamber needed? Just so Cesaro could do his fucking pull-ups? These chamber matches are gimmicked. You better use them correctly for us to keep caring about them. Honestly, guys, I no longer get excited for Elimination Chamber matches. Just like I no longer get excited for fucking Money in the Bank matches. Because I know they don't have a long-term plan for them. As seen when Otis won it, gave it to the Miz, and then Miz fucking does this shit last night. Nothing. There's no reason for chamber matches here, man. Just take the fucking whole event away. I don't even need Fastlane. Royal Rumble, build to WrestleMania, WrestleMania. Boom. Look what BC just did. I just solved everybody's fucking issue. Post-match, Bobby Lashley hits the ring and annihilates McIntyre. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Is this the MVP talking to Miz backstage? And now Bobby Lashley is now fucking... Forget the mid-card title. Forget the fact that I just lost that. I'm going to go for this now. And fans are just supposed to go, oh, okay, he lost in 8 minutes his title, but he didn't get pinned, so now I'm going to watch him in the title picture, the main title. Bobby Lashley annihilates McIntyre. Miz hits the ring and cashes in his briefcase. Miz hits skull-crushing finale and defeats Drew McIntyre 48 nights away from WrestleMania to become the WWE Champion. Are you fucking kidding me? They took the belt off of McIntyre. This is probably going to set up a triple threat for Fastlane in just a few weeks. Bobby, Drew Mac, Miz. Bobby will most likely get it. 2 weeks later at WrestleMania, Drew will get it back. And all of this was for nothing. But it made sense. How did it make sense? You have 3 champions within a 48-day period. You could have had the title stay on Bobby, make something epic for him, challenger-wise, at WrestleMania, and because Bobby is a fucking heel, he can drop that title at Mania, so for the next fucking month and a half, you build Bobby as the beast you've been building him up as. And you keep the title on Drew. Obviously, you're not going to take it off of him 48 nights away from Mania. I can't believe they did this shit. Do you guys know where this is going? This whole main event and post-match schmaz? Do you know where it's going? 600 of you. I'm asking you. Don't let it off the hook, chat. Don't let this off the hook. There you go. I love people that know what they're talking about. I see some bads, but don't let it off the hook. It was a 31-minute chamber match, and the chamber wasn't used for anything other than people jumping off the top of the pods, which is only 3 feet higher than the fucking top rope. Yeah. You guys know. It has to, unapologetically. That goes into the ugly column. The Miz cashing in defeating Drew McIntyre 48 nights away from WrestleMania. Now all of a sudden, Bobby Lashley is thrusted into the picture. We didn't even get conclusion with Sheamus. Just last Monday, didn't Sheamus defeat Drew McIntyre? So he's in it too. Are we going to get a fatal 4-way at Fastlane? At that point, why not just have a fatal 6-way, 7-way? Add BC into the match. Add little Nicholas into the match. He already won a tag title in this stupid fucking company. Maybe he'll win a world title. Bring back Gail Kim. Bring back Melina. I think they want to crack at the World Heavyweight Championship. If it's as easy as Bobby Lashley doing what he did last night, he'll do it. They can get in the match. What happened to Sheamus? He defeated Drew last Monday. Did Bobby take his spot? Oh, I tell you guys. BC, I forgot about that. That's what I'm saying. That's fine. I don't. I'm taking inventory of all this shit. All of it. Sheamus, Bobby Lashley, Miz. It's a clusterfuck. Now 47 nights away from WrestleMania. It's a clusterfuck. Instead of just having Drew look like a fucking champion and having a #1 contender, build him badass, and let it be epic, let Drew going as a fucking epic champ, it's a clusterfuck. They don't know what they're doing. Tonight, Miz could lose the title. We could start playing Hot Potato tonight. We actually started last night with the Miz winning it. Hot Potato could continue tonight. So, I won't make it. This has already been a fucking hour and a half. The uglies get crossed out. Each ugly, you guys remember the rules. Each ugly gets crossed out into 2 more bads. Crossed out. 2 more bads. Crossed out. 5. That's a full 5-pack in the bads. So this pay-per-view, 5-2, was overwhelmingly bad. And most of it had to do with the cringeworthy booking. And who called it from the get-go? We only had 2 weeks to build it. They waited till 1 week, and then they had 1 show to try to get you excited. And the card wasn't even filled out with that 1 show. Were you honestly surprised this would be a bad fucking pay-per-view? 5-2. Bad. Bad pay-per-view. You guys know it. 450 of you up there with that fucking smashing that like. 450 of you already know it. That's going to become over 500 when thousands more people check the review out later today. We're going to blast over 500 on the likes because you guys know, just like BC, this was pointless, it was nonsensical, and it helps nobody. You guys know it if you're being real with yourself, if you're being honest. You know it. To the 600 plus of you, man, we hit a high of over 650 the next day, the middle of the morning or afternoon, wherever you guys are, man. We knocked this one out of the fucking park. You guys fucking rock. Thank you. Hopefully I entertained the motherfucking shit out of you, man. More than this show did. That's for damn sure. And I appreciate it, guys. Any supers that I missed, I will get you in tomorrow's stream. I promise that, man. I'll see all the supers. And hold on. I think some more came into the... Yeah. Jesse Borsler with a 2-spot. That'd go in the disgraceful column for me. Jesse Borsler, there's the shit column, as NJPW girl would say. The shit fucking column. You could put it in what I like to call the pathetic column. But Jesse Borsler, ugly for sure. Thanks, dog, for that coffee. Yeah, hold on. You guys are fucking ugly as fuck. You guys agreed hardcore, man. Thank you for having some knowledge for this fucking business. I appreciate it, guys. You guys are fucking awesome. I don't have to explain shit on this channel. That means a lot. Hold on. I don't know if there's any fucking... Yeah, there's a lot of supers I might have missed, guys. I'll have to catch it later on when I get the full list because it ain't popping up, and I'll get you tomorrow. Jared9 Gaming, I see that 3-spot. Great review. You spoke the truth. Check you later, Jared9 Gaming. I'm glad you were able to tune in, man. We got amped. We had some fun, but we called it down the middle, man. I dropped the truth as honest as I possibly could for you guys, man. Class was in session. If anybody chooses to go forth with that info... Cool. If you see things differently, if you disagree, that's cool. I just ask that you take everything with a sense of logic and common sense. That's all I ask from anybody. J Football Live with that coffee. I see you. Our new champ an hour before winning the title got bitched around by Bad Bunny. Let that sink in. Though Bad Bunny slap was clean as fuck. Made Steph proud. J Football Live, I forgot about that. An hour earlier, Miz was getting smacked across his dome piece by a Bad Bunny. 24/7 champion. And then an hour later, he's winning the world champion. That's why I say I think Bad Bunny is going to team up with Damian Priest at WrestleMania, and they're going to take on Miz and Morrison. I don't see Miz with this title at WrestleMania. But good point, J Football Live. I forgot to talk about that. He laid into that motherfucking smack. For show. Slim and Slammy Joe with that 2-spot. The goods are from the SmackDown men. Says a lot. Yeah, the two goods right from the jump. SmackDown side. Not surprised that Monday Night Raw fell into the fucking shitter. Slamming Sammy Joe, thank you. War Dog with that coffee 5-spot. War Dog, thank you. Thank you, BC Amplified. I have been truly entertained more than the pay-per-view. War Dog. Amplified, baby. You know it. Thank you, War Dog. I mean that. Always good to have you up in here, dude. You're thanking BC. I'm thanking you right back, War Dog. All you guys. I tell you. Ray Hunt, 10-spot. I see you up in here with that 2 coffees, man. 2 Starbucks by Ray Hunt. The EC, the Elimination Chamber, lost its luster once they started padding the outside floor. Also, all the African-American superstars were booked like clowns. On Black History Month, what the actual hell? Well, we're gearing toward the end of Black History Month, Ray Hunt. So Vince can put it back on his blondes and his prized possessions. But yeah, man, the chamber has lost its luster. Money in the Bank has lost its luster. Ladder matches as a whole, they're running them straight into the fucking ground, Ray Hunt. I absolutely agree. Tenfold. Hold on, who's that up in here? Yeah. So if I missed anybody, guys, again, tomorrow, I know I said that a million times, but I have to tell you guys, man, just so you know, I appreciate the coffee. I'm not getting them all right now. So tomorrow's vid, you'll get a special shout out. Make sure everybody gets a big thank you, man, for getting BC a coffee during these fucking streams. Much love, guys. That's the review that I got for you. That was Elimination Chamber. You don't got to take my word for it. Go back, check it out yourself if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, check it out a second time, and maybe you'll see where BC is coming from during this whole hour-and-a-half review. Asuka done dirty. Sasha Banks done dirty. Even Bobby Lashley, just because he's being promoted, so to speak. You don't lose a title in 8 minutes. Done dirty. Drew Mack done dirty. Miz this does nothing for. The fans were done dirty. Elimination Chamber was just done dirty. No excitement at all for that shit anymore, man. We'll check you guys. Thank you for the coffees. Salut! Carlos, last second with a coffee 5-spot. BC, very entertained by the show. Much love and respect to you and the AMP unit. On behalf of the AMP unit, Carlos, Much respect, much love and respect right back to you and all you guys, man. We do it better than anybody, baby. We're on a whole nother fucking level. There's BC and there's everybody else. Nobody gets amplified like the amp unit. I rock with you guys, just like vice versa. Carlos, we'll check you. JR9 Gaming, check you. Eddie, check you. Lloyd, check you. Tomeo the Gamer, check you. Brandon, salut. Iron, check you. Jacqueline, salut. Trev, Kobe Talks. Greetings from the Grindhouse. Quentin, Carlos, Jesse Borsler. Cornelius. Brandon White, you fucking rock. Jennifer Pierce. AJ Envoy, Keyshawn. Pimpe Zeus. James Miller, Kenneth Maynor. Robert Hurt, El Palo, JDE, Damonte. Justin Jones, Chelsea. War Dog, Blueprint Nation. What up, Blueprint Nation? SOS was in here earlier. SOS. Is Vicky Jones in here? Vicky, are you up in here? Anise, if you're not up in here, what's up? All my tried and trues. Anwar, Warrior Nation, Sadiqwa, Jeff, Janelle, Green, Varens, Heidi, Kevin, Triple J82, Justin, Mr. Black Ice. What up, Mr. Black Ice? Christopher Blackshear, thank you for the coffee. Michael McKellen, man. Oh, man, you guys are going fast, dude. Quincy, what up? J Football Live, thank you for the coffees. Guys, all you guys, we'll be here another fucking hour. To the 475 that smashed that like, to the almost 500 that are still in here in BC, just shoot the shit and say thank you to you guys. Man, did we rock this motherfucker out today. Thousands of people will be checking out this review later on. Thousands. And they're going to look at what we did during this live stream, man, going toward 500 likes. And they're going to say, damn, they had some fun during that live stream. Thank you, guys. Much love to all you, man. I can't shout out everybody now. It's just going fucking... My whole thing is going fast now. But much love to you guys. And all my super chats that I wasn't able to get to, I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow's video. It's not popping up. We're live, man. Problems arise. But I am thankful for the coffees. And I'll give you a shout out tomorrow. Much love, guys. Check you. That was Elimination Chamber. Tonight's Raw. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Red team, go! BC is out. Oh! Check you. What a bad pay-per-view.